Okay. Hi, this is Lizzie Flanagan from Near Falls Media. And today I'm with independent wrestler Quinn Garnet. No, Gwendolyn Garnet Neodonna. I knew I would mess it up.
It could have gone worse. It really could have gone worse. Improv, baby. It's live.
Yeah, exactly.
You know how it is.
So I guess to start, like, how are you doing in the
Tired.
Funko Pop shop?
Well, inside his Funko Pop shop at the Superdraw store, I am tired. God, I am tired. I did not get sleep last night because I had to work early this morning and then come here. Like, I live an hour away from my training school, which is where I'm at right now. So I had to get up at 6 or 7, go to work for like 4 hours, drive an hour here to help set up a ring and stuff. So I'm tired.
Yeah.
But we're having fun, and that's what's important.
Yeah, that's what matters most.
Exactly.
So I guess, did you just get done training?
I have not. We were just kind of setting up the ring, setting up for a show. We're supposed to train today, but I'm not sure if the person that's supposed to come is coming or not. And I can't say their name because they are signed, but I love him. Okay. Shit.
Okay, so I wanted to start with one of the Twitter questions that we got. This is from Zero to Panda. So that's, how did you get into / discover wrestling?
That's God. It's such a weird. I've always thought about this because, like, I don't remember how exactly I got into it. All I know is it had something to do with my brother and Jeff Hardy. I don't remember what show it was, whether it was WWE or TNA at the time. But I know my brother like put on wrestling, and there was Jeff Hardy, and that's when I first started watching. And then I started. I want to say 2010 was when I became kind of dedicated as a wrestling fan. Before that, I knew about wrestling, and I, occasionally watched it with my brother. It's just I never tuned in as much. I was more of a casual fan rather than, more diehard fan. I guess there's two parts to this question. Getting into wanting to be a wrestler, I guess could be another part of that question. It's always been something I was interested in. I was always kind of told I had to follow this linear path to go to college, get this degree, do et cetera, et cetera. But like in I want to say 15 or 16, I just gotten into New Japan, kind of, sort of, because that was like around the time that it was beginning to become popular. This is right before AJ, Shinsuke, and the Good Brothers left. I saw Shinsuke and AJ's match, and I was so interested with Shinsuke that it was like, I want to kind of do something like what he's doing. And AJ's skill, I've always known about that since I watched TNA and WWE growing up. It was like one of those things, like, I want to do what they do. And so I decided, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And that started off me doing backyard stuff to coming here to Firestar.
Nice. And how old were you when you started watching, and then how old were you when you decided to become a wrestler?
I would have been, I want to say 7 the first time I saw wrestling. 10 is when I would have began watching it more frequently. And at the young age of 15 years old, I began backyard wrestling. And then I don't really count that part of my career because I went under a completely different name, and the dudes weren't properly trained at all. No offense to them. A lot of them are lovely people. One of the people who goes here now is an amazing human being, but I just don't really count it. But last year I would have been, I want to say, I would have been still 19 at the time I started coming here. Unfortunately, that was only for like 2 or 3 months before. This isn't a shot at GCW, by the way, because I know it has been taken like that before with other friends. When they ran their collective show, I was terrified of another COVID outbreak. Mm-hmm. So I stopped coming for a bit. During that time is also when I began struggling with my gender dysphoria. So I went on estrogen during that time. And then earlier this year in March, I started back at it, and then I made my debut a few months ago. So
Nice.
yeah.
So next question is from Kane on Twitter, which I think you already kind of hinted at these, but who is your main in-ring influence?
God, that question has changed so much over time. God, when I was younger, back in the backyard days, that was during the time that Osprey and Ricochet video was going around, and fuck Osprey, but like,
Yeah.
that I was like, wow, I want to do flippy stuff, and I still can. It's just as I've grown as a person and a wrestler, I'm like, well, everyone's doing that. No offense to everyone. I love that style of wrestling. It makes me happy. But I was like, I want to set myself apart. So I began like going back and, wanting to be more of a technician hybrid style where I can do all this stuff, but it's kind of a last resort kind of thing, if you want to take it as that, to where I want to be more technical, more sound, like a pure wrestler. So like during like the last year or so, I've been like watching a lot of Bryan Danielson, William Regal. I've been meaning to get some Sarah Del Rey matches because I want to pull from her as much as I can to honor her, since she I don't feel like she's ever really gotten her flowers. But yeah, it's really just whoever. I'll just watch whoever, and if I find something I like from it, I'll let it inspire me. Of course, as a kid, your first inspiration is always gonna be Jeff Hardy if you're from North Carolina. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to do the Swanton as a finish so badly, and then like you go in the backyard scene and every other dude does the move, and they all do it horribly, and it's just, eventually you grow out of that and you begin to, mold your own style and stuff. So it's kind of just Danielson, Regal. I'm gonna shout him out because he's been so nice to me. Eel O'Neill, I've been watching a lot of his stuff lately. He's an absolute sweetheart. Yeah, there's a lot of technicians, a lot of stiff people.
Nice. Yeah, it's a good combination. I feel like the indies, it's interesting how much it's become like the flippy, like lucha inspired style. Yeah, which is dangerous, but as long as everyone's safe, I think it's
as
fine.
long as you're having fun.
Yeah. Oh, this is a question from my friend Zach on Twitter. As Wawa or Sheets, if you've had either.
I will hold this stance forever. Sheets. I live in the Carolinas. Okay, listen, I live in the Carolinas right now, so there's a Sheets very close to the school, and there was a Sheets very close to where me and Jordan, my partner, had lived. So like that was my go-to place, and I'm very real. I've never been to Wawa.
Okay, well, yeah, so that's why.
Yeah. No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not saying if I did go to Wawa, I would prefer Wawa, but I mean, maybe one day we'll find out.
Yeah, this is a good transition because I know you're planning a move to Philadelphia.
Yes.
So can you go into like why you wanted to move and like what you're looking forward to once you're there?
God. All right.
Or I guess here I'm in Philly.
So very simply, this is not a shot at any Carolina promotion or wrestler because they've been so good to me down here, especially people at AML, 5-Star, et cetera, BWX. Fuck North Carolina. It's not exactly a safe place for trans people, especially someone with a complex gender like me. So in April of this year, I went up to Pennsylvania for MV Young's Poly Am Cold Party 3. And it was one of the best experiences I've had socially, because as an autistic person at the time, I didn't really have that much interaction with people. I was very reserved. What I put onto my Twitter was just kind of how I wanted to act. It's who I've always kind of wanted to portray myself. It's just I was never able to like socialize with people, and so like that event was like a pretty big deal for me, and like it was so fun. Like I forget the name of the person. I think their name is Jim. They had their punk band play at the beginning of the show. I may or may not have gotten high off edibles. We do not need to discuss that. And it was a great show. Like, I think there's only one person there who I don't like anymore, and that's for other reasons. But everyone there was just so nice. After the show, like, a bunch of people come up to me like, "Hey, you're Garnet. Hey, how do you like?" Twitter followers, wrestlers, like Ziggy Haim, like, looked me dead, and I was like, "Garnet." I was like, "Yeah, hi." I was like, it was like such like a lovely thing, and like J Rose fucking came out there, told me how much you loved me. It was just like, it's like one of those things. Like, I went up there and it was so much fun, and so like I was like, damn, I want that feeling constantly, not like every day, but like regularly. I want to be in that kind of locker room environment. I want to be in that kind of place. So I began like looking around that area, the Pittsburgh, just Pennsylvania in general, just looking around that area, seeing if I could like find any good schools up there. That's when I remembered that's where Chikara was, way back when. Like, that was like, I wanted to go to Chikara. I wanted to work with Chikara for so long, because at the time I was friends with God, I've been friends with people. Wave Road was kind of like a mentor to me in a way at the time, and I wanted to go and train with them. Obviously, fuck them. Now we know. But one of the things that I found was the Worldwide Dojo with Cheeseburger, or World Famous CB, excuse me.
I still call him Cheeseburger sometimes. Actually.
Yeah, he needs to change his Twitter name.
Yeah.
God damn it. But I saw people up there like Edith, Atherin, Max, Calix, people who all were so lovely, and I had the pleasure of calling a lot of them friends. They're such sweet people, and I was like, damn, I want to be in that kind of environment. And so like I began reaching out to people to talk to them about it. And it was like, this is probably where I need to go. It's either that or New York, because I don't know which part of New York, but I know there's a training place up there that my friend Shazi trains at and goes to. It was either there or Philadelphia, and Philly was just kind of a place I've always thought about moving to because of Chikara at the time. But so I just said, fuck it, this is where I want to go, and hopefully I have fun. It's been something that I've been looking forward to. Unfortunately, we've had some setbacks with car troubles and stuff, but I'm hoping sometime early next year I'll be up there, and I'm thinking by then, if I'm doing as good as I'm doing right now, I might even be a wrestling school graduate by that time. So like I'll be going in there already ready to go, pretty much. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. We have to get cheesesteaks and stuff while you're up here.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if I've definitely told this story on Twitter. I definitely told it when it happened because I was freaking out for a minute. On my way to the Polyam Cold Party 3, I was a silly goose. So I had booked the hotel properly in the right city and everything. Everything was good there. But
oh, no.
I put in the wrong city to my GPS. This is 7 hours away, mind you. I was like, why is it so far away now compared to this hotel? I was like, oh, well. So I drove to Philadelphia. The issue was in Pittsburgh. I'm like, oh, that is in Pittsburgh. Because I remember what A.J. Onakis tweeted about going to or booking a hotel in the wrong Pittsburgh. I was like, I'm sure it's not that far, maybe in an hour or two. So yeah, tired as Gwen, who was going off no sleep, just got out of the Twitter space randomly. Looks up the coordinates or whatever you want to call them, directions, and 5 hours later, I'm finally in Pittsburgh, and I'm like texting MV like, "Hey, I fucked up." And God, I was so ready. Like that day, I was ready to like explore the city, and I got there like later than I wanted to. And it is what it is, it was a learning experience.
Yeah.
Showed me I could drive 12 hours straight.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I wasn't conscious for any of that. I had my friend Ashley and Sid, they have a podcast called Ranger Splained. I just listened to that the whole way through, just listening to them talk about Power Rangers. That was all I did that trip.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a nice drive though. It's like
Yeah.
pretty with like mountains and yeah.
Yeah, what that turnpike goes on
Yeah.
forever. I was like, how long is this thing? I've been for like 5 mountains now.
Yeah. Did you go through any, the tunnels that go like into mountains?
Yes,
Yeah.
so many. It was. I was like, God, what the fuck? Like I called my partner up and was like, hey, look at this. Woo!
Yeah. Yeah. It's Pennsylvania is like so like deceptively big. Like it's so like you would think that like Pittsburgh and Philly like aren't that far, but all of a sudden, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
5-hour drive. But yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's different cultures too.
And North Carolina is very much kind of the same. Like I'm on like the edge of Virginia and North Carolina. So like the other side of the state's like so far away. And like I'm like, oh, this show's in North Carolina. I might go help out at it and see like, oh no, it's like 4 hours away. Never mind.
Yeah.
I ain't wasting that gas. Maybe if someone drives me there, but I don't know.
That's why I like New Jersey because it's 2 hours top to bottom. It's manageable, but also incredibly dense. So then do you have any, besides I guess the move to Philly, or I guess including the move to Philly, do you have any plans for 2022 since we're almost at the end of 2020?
So many plans, God, I don't even know yet. Hoping by then I will have a good amount of singles matches under my belt. Hoping for a lot of things come 2022, including looking more how I want to look, especially hair wise. There's gonna be a lot hopefully for me 2022. I have plans with my future roommate to form a tag team that I'm hoping will be ready to go by the end of 2022 if he gets his act together and starts training properly. Yeah, I have quite a bit planned for 2022. A lot of things I can't really talk about because I don't know if they're happening. Fuck it, I can talk about it. I want to run a trans and non-binary only professional wrestling show. Issue is, there lovely Lola Blue on Twitter put out a tweet saying that there's people faking being trans within the community. So it's kind of one of those things where I don't know if I want to run the risk, but I feel like if we do run the risk, it'll do more harm or no more good than harm. So like I've been like trying to get in contact with people to talk with it. I've been talking with venues and all over the place. It's just a matter of me getting it prepared and stuff. I've been talking with I talked with MV about it, how he ran PCP. Talked with Jody with him doing Rap House and stuff. It's just kind of like we got one, get the funding. Two, I mean, I'm sure if I like once I move, if I talk to someone, maybe the H2O people, maybe even the Worldwide Dojo people, they'd be like up for it. But it's just a matter of getting it going and getting people booked because I don't know people's contract situations right now because one of the people I want to use very much is Max the Impaler. I don't know what their contract situation is going to be when Ring of Honor comes back, especially with them announcing that they're trans mask. I'm not sure if Ring of Honor want to treat them how they present. So like if they're like signed and they're committed to that, I may not be able to use them, but I'm hoping that Ring of Honor, when they do come back, will stick with the whole letting the wrestlers work indie dates. So
yeah,
right now
most companies are going.
Yeah. I also, God, I need to talk to Nyla about it because I want to get her on there so bad, but I haven't seen her work a single indie show since being signed to AEW. I probably just need to talk to her about it. But yeah, well, I'll figure it out. But yeah, there are plans for that have been in place for a few months now.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't know like how much you would want to talk about like queer identity and wrestling. I feel like that could be like a 2-hour interview.
God, that could be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably cis, but bi. So like, yeah, and I like it's been very nice to see the kind of like blossoming of queer community within wrestling.
Yeah. I'll always credit Edith Surreal for this like Edith Surreal, Dark Sheik, all of them for really allowing people to start being comfortable with themselves, because if I hadn't found out about Edith Surreal, I probably would have been so uncomfortable with who I was, I wouldn't have been able to figure it out. Her entire presence and figuring out things about what non-binary is, gender fluid is, that's kind of what has helped me figure out my gender, or helped me figure out my gender at that time, because this is like early 2020, late 2019 that I'm finding out about this person, finding out about what this is, beginning to realize I relate to it. And from there, it's just kind of, where do I fit in the wrestling? And yeah. And with more non-binary people like Shay McCoy, how's everyone slipping my head right now? Max, Sophie King, all of them, other trans people coming out, gender fluid people like Sunny and Danger Kid, all being out there. I feel like we're going to start being more accepted into wrestling, and I'm hoping sooner or later that's reflected with Ring of Honor, AEW, maybe one day WWE, but who knows, really. It's just a matter of who's willing to, do the research, listen to us, and hopefully from there we can begin having more places in wrestling.
Yeah, I think we're definitely on the cusp of it. I know AEW has some queer wrestlers under contract. It's just a matter of getting them TV time now. Yeah,
Sunny. One of my biggest complaints is the way Sunny Kiss has been treated. You have a gender fluid person that you could have challenge men and women in that regard, and I feel like she needs to be used more. It's as simple as if you use her, you're gonna have a lot of people watching the show. When he was gonna face Kenny during that eliminator tournament, a lot of us tuned in. We're like, yeah, let's go, we fucking love this. And then seeing what happened, seeing there was really no payoff to it, it just kind of hurt. But hopefully things start lining up sooner or later. And if not, then we'll build our own shit.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the recurring lesson that people are learning, is that if you're not welcomed at a table, you can build your own table. And like better food there anyway.
Yeah, that's especially evident with shows like Bush versus Gore, Paris is Bumping, Uncanny Attractions, Polyam, Cold Graph House. The promotion follows me. I think Pride Style, they're new in Vegas. Those shows are being made because there aren't that many opportunities for queer wrestlers, as we're getting more, but they're still not there. And so we're building them, and it makes me happy. I want to help out with that as well. So I mean, hopefully we get to a spot where we don't have to build our own spaces, but until then, we're gonna have them.
Yeah. What was that Conan quote? Like, they don't, like, people don't realize that, like, we would make them money, like queer people and like wrestlers of color, like. So it's like, well, let's make it apparent, but.
Yeah, like, God, I think I hate giving WWE credit ever, and I know people will probably get mad at me for it. I know it's probably mainly performative from them right now. Maybe it's not. Who knows? The way they're treating their Black wrestlers, I admire that. It makes me happy. Having finally, and he deserves it so much, Big E as your world champ. It's such a nice thing to see. And I've talked to so many friends about it, and that's kind of what's like driven this Black Wrestling Draws hashtag, is because this is proof right here that you can make money off minority talent, and you don't have that excuse anymore that we don't draw, because we do. Black, brown, Asian people, we queer people, trans people, non-binary people, we draw. We bring in audiences of other people like us, and it's a really big deal to them when we're on the screen, when we're on that big stage, that they will pay for every show that they see us at. Some trans people showed up to my very first match, and they told me how much it meant to me to see someone out there that was like them. And performing like that. So yeah, it's as
Yeah.
simple as they'll start using us eventually when they realize that we'll make the money. If they don't,
We'll make
they'll yeah, we'll make our money and you won't get any of it.
Yeah.
We'll be pretty somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's about all the questions that I had. So thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Damn, they bump it out there now. Damn.
Yeah, I just heard that.
They said, I'm taking a choke slam today, baby. Lovely talking to you as well, of course.
Okay, let's figure out if I know how to stop a Zoom video. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye.
Great out.